alive. It's alive. It's alive.
Boo! Well, I have tried to make this video 3 or 4 different times now. I don't know exactly how to tell this story. I have tried the long, detailed route. I've tried the sentimental route, and I just don't feel right about any of that. I feel like it's, well, first of all, they were like 30 minutes long, so nobody wants to sit through that. Is my microphone on? Okay, yeah, it is. Nobody wants to sit through that, and I don't blame, and I wouldn't blame them. That's why I haven't just published those. So I'm just going to be short and sweet, and to the point, and try to make this as less painful all the way around. So I guess the first thing I need to tell you is I died twice. Literally twice died in 25 hours. My wife found me unconscious in our bed. By found me, she basically looked to her right and saw that I was not breathing and had taken like this big gasp of air, made this noise, I don't know. And from there, went to the hospital and was unconscious for all of it, and spent the next 5 days in ICU. After which I woke up finally. I think that was quite the fiasco, according to everybody, to wake me up, to come out of sedation. I guess I was being sedated. It wasn't like I was in an unnecessary coma. I was put into a coma, and then brought out slowly, agonizingly. I think I had to be restrained and tied down, but eventually woke up. I think after 5 days in ICU. Everybody was worried about how long I'd been without oxygen, having died twice and having to have been revived twice. When I say died, I mean flatlined, and having to be jump started twice. Whenever I woke up, I had all my brain activity and everything, which everybody was worried about, which was great, obviously. I'm not sure I ever had all my brain activity, but I have most of it back. I'll forever use a brain activity excuse for things. So woke up on the 5th day and got told what happened. I don't remember any of this. And then got transported from one hospital to another so that I can have a defibrillator installed. I had that installed a day or two after I woke up, and then the next day after that got discharged from the hospital and got to go home. All of this is kind of through somebody else's eyes, as it wasn't until I woke up from the defibrillator surgery that I really have any memory really of anything, not only of the event, but of the week prior to the event. I don't remember anything about that night that it happened. It happened at like 3 o'clock in the morning on March 10th. If I didn't say that already. I don't know if I said that already. I don't remember anything about any of it. My wife and I went to Big Cedar literally the weekend before it happened. I don't remember it. The day that it happened, it was a life as normal day. It was a I unloaded a truckload of tile with my brother-in-law. We ate lunch together. Just everything was normal, and I don't remember a thing about it. Not a thing. I had to look through pictures and things like that, and seeing in my phone to try to like recall memories, and I can't. I have videos of our Big Cedar vacation, and it's like I'm watching it and seeing it and experiencing all of that for the first time, which is just crazy weird. So I get discharged the day after the defibrillator is installed, and I get to go home. And from there, I spend the weekend at the house, recuperating, all that good stuff. So I believe I was released on a Friday. On Monday, I have a physical therapist come to the house to start rehabbing for me being obviously in the condition that I'm in. And when she comes over, she asked me a bunch of questions, blah, 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 blah. And I insisted on trying to be active, because this whole time I have felt great. And so I wanted to be active. So she agreed that we could go on a walk around my neighborhood after we got done with the questionnaire and all that good stuff, her initial evaluation. So get done asking me a bunch of pointless questions, and puts a pulsometer, or whatever those things are called, oxygenator or whatever those are, onto my finger, and it reads my pulse at 35 beats a minute. And at 35 beats a minute, that's obviously not good, but it's also not correct. So at this point in my medical journey, we don't really know why any of this has happened, because all of my tests had come back great. That includes my arteries were all crystal clear according to the doctors. My heart function was great. There was no holes or anything kind of like that in all those tests that they run. So all of it had been basically deduced down to an electrical event. Not really knowing what that means, other than we know that it was not anything else. So anyways, so my pulse is like 35 beats a minute. Clearly there's something wrong. So, but I don't feel it. I feel fine. I feel perfect. I'm sitting in my chair. I feel great. So we call my sister, who's a hospitalist a doctor in Atlanta, and she says to go to the emergency room like right now. So because she thought it was, and she was right, more electrical issues, and it was. So I go back to the emergency room. I get hooked up to the EKG, and I'm having PVCs. And I was having PVCs when I had my cardiac arrest the first time. They just happened to hit the PVCs. A lot of people deal with PVCs. These PVCs happened to hit at the backside of a heartbeat, at a regular heartbeat, and that caused my heart to go into flutter. So not only was I having PVCs this time, I was having coupleted PVCs back to back. Heartbeat, back-to-back couplet, PVCs, heartbeat. And it was a pretty regular thing. So they readmitted me. I sat in there for 3 or 4 days, and they got my PVCs to go away with some medicine. So I get readmitted for, oh, that's going to be annoying. So I get readmitted for 3 or 4 days. And during this time, I am sitting there basically waiting. We get it under control with medication, but we basically figure out, not really figure out, it was kind of a tell the whole time that some of this had been, not some of it, it was all caused by an electrical issue, PVCs, some type of event. I've never dealt with PVCs in my life, so we weren't sure if that was, that I was aware of anyways, so we weren't really sure if that was brought on by like a some type of virus, or what would have caused that issue to come up. However, we were I was kind of had some hope that, hey, if it's PVCs, you can go in, as some of you are saying to yourselves right now, and do an ablation on PVCs, because, and that's considered to be a cure. So they can go in and ablate those PVCs, which happens all day, every day, and be cured. Well, a couple problems with that. That's going to be annoying. Number one being the area of the heart that I was having PVCs in. Nobody at the Oklahoma Heart Institute had done an ablation on that part of the heart. And that's pretty cool that they can look at an EKG and tell where in the heart you're having problems based off of a readout on a piece of paper. So, I didn't want to be someone's guinea pig here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, off of somebody who's never done an ablation that deep and in that area of the heart. So we immediately look at options, and we land on going to Cleveland Clinic. And my sister, being a doctor, kind of was able to move heaven and earth, really, to get me in a couple of weeks. So I get sent home, and a couple of weeks later, we are headed to the #1 heart hospital, not only in the United States, but in the world, Cleveland Clinic. And so we get to Cleveland Clinic. To make a long story super short, get to Cleveland Clinic, day one. They are looking at me, no problems. Can't find anything wrong with my heart. Day two, no problems. Can't find anything wrong with my heart. Tell me to go home, not to go home, but go back to my hotel, drink caffeine. Obviously, I've been off medicine for 5 days at this point. Don't do anything you can think of to bring on PVCs or heart problems, which is a crazy way to think about things. So we went back to the hotel, went and toured Cleveland that day, drank caffeine, walked 3 miles, did everything we could do. So they said, go back to the hotel, come back on Friday. We will, if you're still not having PVCs naturally, we will try to induce them medicinally and with a procedure. So I get there Friday, no PVCs. They put me in the operating room. They push adrenaline and drugs, and that doesn't work. Then they go in through my groin with a heart catheter. All the while I'm awake watching this on a TV. That doesn't work. So basically the doctor comes into the operating room while I'm laying there. He's been doing a procedure with his intern, or his fellow guy doing a fellowship, his fella. and he basically says, Josh, we can't fix anything. If we can't see a problem, we can't fix anything. And you're not having a problem while you're here. So you've got the defibrillator installed. He said, what you need to do is just go home and live your life. If something happens again, he said that defibrillator that you installed in Tulsa has a 99.9% chance of saving your life. So you need to go home, live your life. It appears that you're healed. I don't know how. Don't know what we did. We certainly didn't do anything for that. But we can't get your heart to have problems. So originally you're kind of like, well, crap, we moved mountains to make this happen. We flew all the way here. We're staying in a hotel, and you're telling me that you can't fix it, and we don't get the option of what would have been a permanent fix, and this just really sucks, for lack of a better term. So we go home. I'm trying to make this quick, so I may be leaving out some details. So if you're kind of raising your eyebrow about some things, I'm sure I left something out. Leave Cleveland, go home, and I continue to rest and rehab from my house. And the more time you get to think and dwell on things, the more time you realize that this was just meant to be for me. I truly believe that God healed my heart. Even to this day, I'm still on some medicine, but I've dropped one of the meds almost completely. And we're going to work towards getting off the rest of the meds, hopefully by the 1st of next year. I feel great. As I said before, I have felt great this whole time. I have never felt bad, other than having 3 slices in me for the defibrillator. And I truly feel like this is just a God thing all the way around. I've had lots of people, including in the medical field, that have told me how lucky I really am to be alive, period. And that it truly was a miracle for all of this to be where we are today. I've been back to working out every day. I run bleachers and do run at the track and sprints and all that good stuff. I do that 3 times a week and have for the last 5 or 6 weeks. Here it is, a couple days after the 4th of July, and this all happened March 10th, and I've probably been back to working out probably sometime in mid-May, maybe the first week of May. And so it's just all pretty crazy, and that's pretty much what happened to me. If some of you are on my Facebook page, you saw my sister post some stuff, and I've had an amazing amount of support, a humbling, very, very, very humbling amount of prayer. It is crazy to see how my friends and family and random people have stepped up and acted in this whole thing, and that's all just something that I'll never forget. I'll never be able to repay, and I owe a lot of people a lot of things, but I'm alive, and that's for my kids. That's great, and I pretty much just wanted to get on here and make a video and share my story, and hopefully that helps somebody else who maybe is going through the same thing, or I truly think that this was all God showing off and proving that miracles, modern day miracles, still happen. And I am absolutely 100% convinced that I am living proof of that. and I wanted to make the video for that reason. And then also, when I first started making videos, it was all about our family farm and what we had going on as a family, and it was the intent was for my kids to have something for me to pass down one day, any day they could get on this thing and that we call the intranet, and see their dad and watch a video of their dad. And when you almost die, that brings a whole new perspective to that situation. So I got to almost die twice. So I thought, you know what, I need to get back to that. I need to get back to leaving something for my kids that they could always see me on, see their grandparents on, see how their farm that they hopefully maybe live on one day went from nothing to what it is today. And so we're going to get back to that. I'm not going to. All right, well, it's the afternoon. I filmed the last part of the morning. My GoPro battery died, and I'm just not stocked up because I quit doing videos for a while, so I don't have those just laying around. But anyways, I think I was saying that basically I wanted to get back to making videos so that my kids would have something to see their dad. As evidenced by the last few months, I could literally go at any time. Anybody could, right? So that was my motivation for originally making videos, and that's going to be my motivation for continuing to make them. So I just wanted to get on here and tell you all my story and share all that with you. A lot of you have been asking in the comments what happened to Blackberry Ridge, and some of you have seen on my social media what did happen. But yeah, so that's what happened. And we're gonna start our house. We've got Mom and Dad's house that I need to give you an update on. We've done a bunch of stuff at the farm I need to give you an update on. I'll probably do like a whole enveloping maybe video series of just updates, so that you can get reacquainted with the farm, and my kids can see how far along all that has come since whenever I quit doing videos last. So that's it. I'm alive. God is good. God is so good. So we're gonna get to building a house, get to doing projects, get to videoing, and a little rusty at this, but we'll see how this part goes. We'll see you next time up on the rig.